Elif thought she had it, all: a handsome husband, a beautiful home, and a peaceful life. Mert, her husband, was a respected businessman, charming in public, affectionate in private, or so everyone believed. To outsiders, they were the picture of perfection. But Elif had begun to see through the cracks behind the polished surface. Mert had grown distant. His late nights at the office had become routine. He flinched every time Elif touched his phone. Still, she held on to hope. She believed in her marriage, in the vows they once whispered to each other. Until one ordinary Tuesday afternoon shattered everything. A message, clearly meant for someone else, popped up on Mert's phone while it sat on the kitchen counter. "I'm so excited about our baby. Love you." Elif's heart stopped. She read it again, hoping it was some mistake. But there it was, blunt, brutal, and undeniable. Her husband was cheating. Worse, he had gotten someone else pregnant. That night, she confronted him. Mert didn't deny it. His face was cold, emotionless. "It just happened," he said flatly. "Sude means something to me now. You and I, we're over." Elif's knees went weak. The man she had trusted, supported, and loved had discarded her like a used paper towel. That night, she packed a bag and walked out of their home. Alone, heartbroken, but not defeated. The first few weeks were a blur of tears, numbness, and sleepless nights. Elif moved in with her sister and barely spoke. Her phone buzzed with messages from friends and family, but she ignored them all. What could they possibly say to patch a heart torn open? But pain is strange. At first, it shatters you. Then it sculpts you. One morning, Elif looked into the mirror and saw a stranger staring back, not because of the puffy eyes or tired skin, but because of something else. This new Elif was changing, growing stronger, sharper. She started to investigate. Who was Sude? How long had the affair lasted? Elif didn't just want closure, she wanted clarity and power. Sude, it turned out, was a 24-year-old intern at Mert's company. Their affair had been going on for more than a year, hidden under fake meetings and business trips. Mert's friends knew. Some even supported it. That hurt more than she expected. But Elif didn't cry. She took notes. She reached out to her old college professor, now a respected legal advisor. She enrolled in an intensive course on corporate law and digital forensics. By day, she grieved. By night, she studied. Within months, Elif had uncovered not only the affair, but something bigger. Hidden bank accounts, fake invoices, questionable wire transfers. Mert's business empire was a house of cards, and now she held the wind. Her transformation was complete. She wasn't just a heartbroken wife anymore. She was a woman on a mission. With the information in hand, Elif didn't rush. She knew revenge wasn't about Regit, was about strategy, precision. She began with whispers, anonymous emails to journalists, subtle tips to financial bloggers, and vague questions dropped at investor luncheons. Mert was too arrogant to notice. He thought Elif was gone, grieving somewhere far from the battlefield. Meanwhile, she was gathering allies, mastering the corporate world he thought she could never understand. Elif rebranded herself. She took courses in business, ethics, law, and public speaking. She appeared at conferences not as a victim, but as a rising star. No one connected her to the scandal brewing under Mert's feet, yet. Then came the night of the annual corporate gala event, where the city's elite gathered to drink champagne and show off their fortunes. Mert arrived, glowing with pride and status, arm in arm with Sude. Cameras flashed. He thought he owned the room. And then Elif walked in. Gasps echoed around the hall. Dressed in a sleek black gown, her hair tied into a perfect bun, Elif was radiant, elegant, powerful. Mert's smirk disappeared. For the first time in months, he looked nervous. Elif didn't approach him. She didn't need to. She made her rounds, speaking softly to CEOs, shaking hands with influential women, and planting quiet seeds in every conversation. By the end of the night, her presence had shifted the air. The next morning, it began. Financial headlines buzzed. Anonymous sources exposed corporate misconduct at Mert Holding. Investors panicked. Mert's phone rang nonstop. His legal team scrambled. Elif said nothing publicly. Her silence only made the rumors louder. Meanwhile, Suday's social media posts, ones filled with designer bags and brunch selfies, disappeared. The pregnancy, once flaunted like a trophy, became a quiet shadow. Mert tried to contain the damage, but it was too late. Regulatory bodies launched investigations. Clients pulled contracts. The empire he'd built on lies started to crumble in. All the while, Elif watched. Focused. Her trap had worked. But she wasn't done yet. Elif had placed all the pieces on the board. Now, she was ready for the final move. Mert's reputation had crumbled. His name was now synonymous with scandal in the business world. Suday was in hiding, too ashamed to face even her own family. But for Elif, revenge wasn't just about tearing others down. It was about proving her own strength. One morning, she woke up early and looked in the mirror. The determination in her eyes reflected more than just betrayal. It reflected the unshakable confidence she had built. That day, Elif decided to finally pursue a dream she'd held close for years. She would open her own law firm. The years of living in Mert's shadow were over. Now it was time for her to shine. Her first step was to plan a grand launch. She booked one of the most prestigious hotels in the city for an opening gala. Invitations were sent out to top business people, attorneys, and media outlets. Elif named the event "A New Chapter in My Life." When the night arrived, the venue was packed. Elif walked down the red carpet, radiating elegance and power. The media struggled to recognize her. This wasn't just Mert's ex-wife. This was a woman who had turned her name into a brand, who had risen stronger than ever. When it was time to speak, she took the stage. The spotlight hit her, and the room fell silent. "Some wounds are invisible," she began. "But those wounds rebuild us. The people who tried to break me actually helped remake me. Tonight, I stand before you as a woman reborn from betrayal." Her speech was met with a standing ovation. But the true surprise had yet to come. At the end of her address, Elif played a video for the guests. It featured clips from Suday's exaggerated social media life, snippets of Mert's messages, and footage hinting at their scandal. But it wasn't about exposing them. It was about showcasing how a woman can rise from the ashes with dignity. The final frame of the video read, "A woman's worth isn't measured by what's done to her, but by how she responds." That night, Mert was among the guests. Elif had invited him personally. When their eyes met, she gave him a subtle nod. Tears welled in Mert's eyes, but there was nothing left in Elif's heart for him. No love, no hate, just the past. Following the event, Elif's law firm quickly rose to prominence. She specialized in women's rights, divorce cases, and domestic abuse advocacy. The media dubbed her the voice of justice for women. Suday left the city. Mert went bankrupt and had to close his firm. Elif's triumph wasn't just personal. Revenge, it was a powerful message to all women. Months later, during an interview, a journalist asked Elif, "What would you like to say to them?" Elif smiled gently. "Thank you for trying to break me. Because I learned how to rebuild myself."